Bissell, our vacuums suck. Okay, got that part out of the way. This is a Bissell Power Stick. The power head is not working properly. So let's see why and see if we can fix it. So now we see the problem. The power head doesn't run. It runs for a few seconds and it stops. That's what I mean. It sucks. Okay, it's supposed to suck. It's a vacuum. That's generally what they do. This is my daughter's vacuum, and she brought it to me because the power head isn't working like it's supposed to. So we're going to pop this one apart and see whether the motor is shot or what's going on with it and why it's not working, and see if we can get it to run, and maybe we'll even get some flames and smoke and sparks, and who knows what's going to happen. Who knows whether it's going to work. All I know is that this replacement power head's only worth about $24, so obviously there's no money to be spent on this thing. If we can get this one to run, then great. Otherwise, off to recycling it goes, and a new power head gets purchased for $23.99 from the Bissell website. So this is not an expensive vacuum. This thing's only worth about $75 brand new, so it's just maybe an exercise in futility. But there is the motor. I guess the first thing to determine is this thing getting any power? Is it getting voltage? Because if it's not getting voltage, the motor's obviously not going to spin. We know it's getting voltage, it's just shutting down after it runs for a few seconds. So this is the overcurrent fuse. We'll power the motor up with the power supply and see what it does. It looks like it runs on about 16 volts DC. This is a self-resetting fuse. So once the overload goes away, it'll reset itself once power is removed. So negative to there, and we'll put the positive onto this. See? I would have power to the motor itself. Motor's got a problem. I'll just try powering this again. We did see some smoke come out of it, so something that was in there may have burned up. This is out of a vacuum, obviously, and it had a bunch of crap in it. Let's see if we're working okay now. I guess it just wanted to run and burn the crap out. I'm feeding it to about 12 volts, 13 volts. Okay, so now it looks like it just shut down. So it was drawing too much current. It heated up this fuse, and the fuse is shut her down. I got my power supply limited to 1.7 amps. So I'll bypass the fuse, and I'm drawing my limit of 1.7 amps now. And she's starting to get warm. So maybe something shorting in the motor, or the bearing is bound up. Motor is rated 18 volts DC. Measure the coils and see whether I've got shorts as I rotate the motor itself. We'll check the windings, see if one of the windings is shorted. This is why you don't buy stuff from people on Facebook without testing it. Oh, it works fine. Just rotating it ever so slowly, looking to see if any of the windings has a short. Of course, as I turn it, the magnet is going to produce some voltage, which is going to give me an erroneous test, so I have to turn very, very slowly. Let's run it a bit more. I wonder if water or something got into the motor. It's drawing 0.1 amp under no load. This has been running at 18 volts now for a good 5 minutes. No more smoke. We'll try it on the original supply and see whether it may have been some crap that was inside here that just burned up when I fired it up there and we got all that smoke. Looking good, it's running. This motor shot. Oh crap, maybe maybe I burned out the short. So I've got this thing running, it's drawing 0.1 amps at 18 volts. We got smoke out of it. And maybe the short has just cleared itself. There was something shorting down there on the armature. Because now this thing is working. So I'm going to put the motor back in this unit, if I can figure out how it goes in. This is not my vacuum, by the way, it's my daughter's. She dropped it off saying that it didn't work, so as you saw, I got the smoke out of it. She took it apart to clean it, and when she put it together, it didn't want to work. But I think maybe there may have been some debris or something in the motor. Negative is the brown, it looks like. So I'm going to plug this back in. Oh, blue is the brown. I'm going to plug this back in, give it power, and see if this beater bar will spin, and save her having to buy a new one. This whole assembly is only like 24 bucks, right? You can buy the whole Bissell assembly. It's not that expensive, so it's not like I'm not making any money on this. It's my daughter's unit, so it's just something that she dropped off and said, "Can you fix this, or can you look at this?" It's smoking. Actually, it wasn't smoking. It was shutting down, and it was shutting down because the motor was drawing too much current, and it was tripping that resettable fuse, which is designed to trip if you were to get something caught in it, right, and jam the beater bar. So let's just see whether I can make this thing spin. Okay, I got just a couple screws in to hold it together. We'll hook up power. To say this thing runs on 18 volts, so I've got my power supply set for 18 volts. it's working to me. So there you go. Sometimes when the magic smoke comes out, it actually fixes things. Oh well, my daughter will be very happy. I just saved her 25 bucks. Or whatever these, I think they're 25 bucks. They're not that expensive, this whole assembly. The vacuum, I mean, it's only like a $75 vacuum or something, right? So it's not an expensive vacuum, but it's still saved her 25 bucks. Buying a new one, and now you guys know what you can do. If you've got a situation where you've got the motor that's kicking the fuse, just give it a few extra amps of power. And it peaked out around 5 amps when the smoke. When I had it limited down at like 1.5, it slowed down. So I cranked the current up and let all that smoke out. Once the thing blew a bunch of smoke, I guess whatever was on, whatever was causing the short, probably something that was picked up and just worked its way into the motor. Whatever was causing the short burned away. Could have been hair or dust or whatever. Now it's working. It's been going here. Like, this has been going now for about 10 minutes. So it's sitting at, sorry, we're not drawing any significant current. 0.19 amps at 18 volts. So it's fixed. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.